I accidentally unplugged my microphone halfway through this episode. Oops.
Hey, welcome back to Luke and Lewis. We are on Zoom, but in a couple of days we won't be. How good's that? The whole team is in Tasmania. I would like to officially start the Tassie era of the show today.
Really? I feel like this has got to be the warm-up. I think this is like the pre-cum. Well, it doesn't have to be to do with the cum. It's just the preamble of the Tassie era. It's kind of like, it feels like the foreplay, if you will. I'm sorry to keep making this sexual, but it
no,
does...
please go ahead. We've been locked in our rooms by ourselves, so go
great.
for it.
This is like the tasteful fingering before a beautiful night in bed.
This is the clear, concise, affirmative consent before the Tassie period.
You know, like just halfway through Spy Kids 3D and...
Hand on the knee, it begins.
Yeah. Someone probably just related a little bit too hard to that.
Yeah, very hard.
I've been doing a bit of my tour where I ask couples if like where they went on their first date, and a lot of them say movies. And I'm trying to figure out, like, just along my journeys as a comedian and as a human being and as a scientist, what is the least tasteful to most tasteful film to do a fingering in? And my discoveries on the tour have been quite alarming. Some people move in at bizarre times. Like, I don't do it during a kid's film. Right?
Yeah, I would say that there's almost... there's two different types of movie fingering. There's an at-home fingering, which is totally fine. I would say at-home fingering is fine almost no matter what you're watching. Movie cinema, I would say it's almost the complete opposite.
There's some moments, like, don't do it when, like, Mufasa dies. You know what I mean? Like, there's...
That's disrespectful.
That's just, like, being a bad person, but... I don't know.
You also don't want to be watching like a 9/11 documentary either. Like that's
true.
Not on.
Yeah, you can't be like halfway through Zero Dark 30, like the the recreation of it. I know it's not a doco, but like you can't. Just anything on the subject feels wrong. It's also weird to do it during like like those war movies based off a true story. Like if you're 45 minutes into Black Hawk Down, the helicopter crashes and you're like, here we fucking go. Like that's crazy.
If you kick it off during the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, you need to be put into a home for everyone else's safety.
Yeah. And if you not only if you are the one who initiated, you're a psycho, but if you then accept it, you are desperate. Like, and this goes for girls too. Do not, if you are leaning in, if you're trying to initiate some kind of hand job during these moments as well, it goes both ways.
If you're pegging your man during Forrest Gump, there's an issue.
Okay, yeah. So we agree. Not every film then is appropriate.
Yeah.
But
what's happened to your brain?
No, I'm just trying to think of I'm trying to think of a film that's appropriate. I can't even think of one. Maybe like 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
Nah, I would say like a sexy film, right? Like what's that film about all
Happy
the female...
Gilmore.
Yeah, well, or
sexy film.
You could go with Magic Mike, Although you might feel a little bit inadequate watching that. Like if that gets you in the mood, you might be a little bit off-put by it.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel insecure watching Channing twerk it. I don't know what he does. I've never seen it. The point is, guys, this is the pre-Tassie episode.
How about this? If anyone is currently fingering or being fingered during this episode, is that appropriate or no?
No, I think that's fine. Sound off.
That's fine. In fact, highly encouraged.
Yeah, I think during a podcast it's fine because you can kind of just tune out.
Yeah.
There's not much narrative to this.
I mean, you know what? A lot of people, maybe this is, that we haven't realized this. A lot of people we discovered earlier fall asleep around the 45-minute mark of our episode. Is that because around the 30-minute mark of the episode they're fucking?
Sound off. Be honest. Have you ever done a root or any type of sexual activity with this podcast in the background?
And be honest. I don't want to hear any funny bullshit. I want the truth.
Lewis, you missed it. Keelan put up his hand.
That is...
Hang on. You guys had a radio show before I met you.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's slightly less bad because if it was while we were working with us...
I thought you were doing it at work. I was like, dude, I've missed this.
Like, while editing the episode? Alright, well, don't say you've done it and not tell the story.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was pretty clear. Like, we were having sex and Triple M Modern Digital was on.
Amplifying the now. All right.
That's disgusting.
Anyway, I would love to say it's good to be down in Tassie. I'll
And
be
it
honest,
is.
I'm really, really struggling to come to terms with that. This is my maybe new home now. I got off the plane. It was so cold I wanted to go back on.
How good's that?
Actually, it made me uncomfortable. Last night after the show, I was freezing. Had to wear a jumper on stage for the first time pretty much since the Melbourne Comedy Festival. It was just...
Think of all the
horrific.
sick outfits you can now wear on stage. I'm talking jackets, leather, coats, hats, whole lot. A scarf wouldn't go astray.
Oh, you shouldn't... I reckon scarf is like the Tassie version of shorts. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing a scarf on stage.
No, a scarf is not on at all. That would
James-
make me upset.
James McCann, the bloke who opened for me in Adelaide a few nights ago, he boldly tried a scarf. He was like, I'm going to try something new tonight. I'm going to go a scarf. And it was like, not a thick
Was
one.
it cold?
No, it was purely, he's like, I think he thought it could get some laughs. It was one of those thin scarves. Like,
Yeah.
not even scarves. You know, it's like
Oh,
bits of
like
cloth?
just like width thin.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they wrap it round and they create a scarf out of almost like a tablecloth
Yeah,
type material. I think during a joke he flicked it off. I was like, I'm not sure if it was a bit beforehand.
Man, I think he wanted to wear a scarf on stage,
I
and
think
then
so.
he came up for a reason for that after.
He was justifying it pretty heavily in the
Yeah.
green room, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't love
No.
it.
I don't
But-
like the scarf.
Yeah, no, it's been good down in Tassie. I've got 2 shows here next week, by the way. I'm wrapping up the tour in Launceston and Hobart, which is obviously the dream place
Yeah.
to wrap up a 70 to 80 date tour.
Yeah.
Is in the colony of Australia.
It's the real Australia, mate. Okay,
It
you've been
is.
fucking around with all those mainlanders who don't know what they're doing. I have to venture onto the mainland. I'm dreading it. I got Gold Coast Thursday, then Brisbane shows Friday and Saturday. Tickets at loosebeers.com. But I may be wearing a hazmat suit because you don't know what those mainlanders have.
No, exactly. I'm worried about hanging out with you. It's like tomorrow you get out of quarantine, you're still a bloody Sictorian. All right?
No, I am Tasmanian through and through. Always have been, always will be.
Right, well, I'm nervous. You know?
Dude, I am so excited to walk around and just do anything.
You are not missing much. I did that yesterday, and this place is old. That's all
Yeah.
I've noticed. We drove from Launceston to Hobart, and all it is just creepy haunted town after creepy haunted town.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You go
Yeah.
through like small towns, and there's like an old church that's like 100
Mm-hmm.
years old, and then around it is just graves of the family who went to the church 100
Yeah.
years ago, and then they have a bakery, a post office, and a pub, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
it's foggy at 3 p.m.
Mate, you would love that.
Pardon? I hate it, dude. The fog bit. Oh, I'm counting the shows, dude. 2 more to go. Thank God.
You reckon you're 2 more shows until you retire the fog bit forever?
I
Hey,
was
man,
thinking.
just put your leg in front of the camera. No worries.
Oh, it's not in front of the actual camera.
Just put your knee in front of the camera so I am talking to your leg
That's
instead
alright.
of you.
It's only
That's
blocking.
fine. And you know what? I reckon I'm just going to do the rest of the show like this.
It's gonna be. It's only blocking your line of sight, so
Yeah.
it's not blocking the viewers, so that's fine. I was thinking of asking you. Well, no,
Yeah.
as it's you are the. What are you of the
Well,
fog
it's
bit
not,
again?
I'm the official representative of the fog bit. I'm the manager. I'm the agent of the fog bit. So retiring the fog bit really isn't your decision. I understand you wrote the joke, but it's not your joke. It is mine.
I know. I was
and as the
thinking-
representative of it, I think it still has a few more years left in it.
I actually at the start of the tour highly disagreed, and last
Yeah.
night was just a true representation of wow, this in joke has well and truly run its course. I finished a Hitler joke which
Yeah.
was getting a mixture of laughter and oohs and discomfort in the room. And then
Yeah.
there's that little like
Cop
2-second
that
window.
TikTok.
Yeah, there's some people from TikTok don't love that joke. I don't do it every show, right? It's one of those ones I chuck it in every second show,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm just like, fuck yous.
Yeah.
And last night I was like, they're going to get it. And
Mhm.
I was in that bit where I just did the Hitler joke and then I went over and I took a quick drink of water
Yeah.
and someone picked the worst lull of the show.
Yeah.
Like it would be like to get a horn in that moment would have really saved it. 'Cause
Man,
this
how
person-
brutal would that be if people started taking horns to shows?
Oh, I got heckled by the bar staff last night.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually me. It wasn't actually directed a joke. Some guy was like, "Oh, how'd you guys meet?" And then some
Yeah.
guy was like, "Oh, I was sleeping with her friend, and that's how we met," or something like that. It was
Yeah.
like something hectic. And then I did a bit about it. It kind of like, and then it hit like a bit of the interaction where it was like, "Oh, this guy is digging himself a hole." It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily directed at me. And then the guy at the bar in this like weird, like again, one
Yeah.
window of silence just goes. Like a cappella from the bar, and I was like, "Was that the bar staff?"
That's
was-
very disrespectful.
Yeah, it was so weird. Anyway, someone in that lull of just after the Hitler joke last
Yeah.
night was like, "Fog bit," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "If you're gonna yell it, like yell it.
Have some
Don't
confidence. It's the best
Yeah.
bit of all time. You need to be excited for it.
Dude, I go, all right, who here knows what the fog bit is? I'm not lying. There was like 150 people there.
Mm.
4 people.
Oh no.
For that bit, mate, it's had its day in the sun.
What's,
And out of the sun,
What's
'cause it's a
happened?
fog bit.
Where are all of the Luke and Lewis supporters in Tasmania? We're,
Dude,
we're in the we're about to enter the Tassie period of the show. We're going to need an audience to support us.
I copped one last night in Hobart. Look, Launceston was actually quite of a bit of a vibe. Hobart, oh my god. I copped 2 halloos and 1 RSVP and 4 people knew the fog bit. So I think those 4 were actually just all of them repeating in-jokes throughout the night.
Yeah, right. So in total, 4
I think
listeners
4.
in Tassie. That's
So
pretty good. And Greeley, that's 5.
Yeah, so yeah, one of them is a past guest. One of them's up for guest of the year. So that's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not great. We were thinking
one
of doing
in
a
every
live.
5 Tasmanian fans is nominated for guest of the year.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking of doing a. I was thinking of like we were talking about the possibility of doing a couple live podcasts. I
Yeah.
reckon we don't bother.
I think we might have to scrap that idea. Yeah, I think that might be a cool idea. You
Yeah.
know, it's great
You-
to have cool ideas.
You will actually have to let us know if you would show up to that. Otherwise, if we don't get like 50 people, let us know. We will not do it. Because
yeah, sound off below. If you're from Tasmania, you must speak now, or it'll never happen.
it'll never happen. There was even brief discussion of the Loogies being here because we didn't know where we'd be in December.
Yeah, and
And-
now you know where we'll be in December. Not here.
Not here. Fuck no. Right? They blew that. So
Yeah.
I was going to ask your permission, Lewis.
Yeah.
And I guess this will be good if we don't do the Loogies here. I was actually so the final fogging was supposed to be in
Yeah.
Melbourne at my
Yeah.
added shows at the Comics Lounge. They obviously won't be going ahead. We'll be refunding them during the week.
Yeah.
I apologize, but that is out of my hands at this point. I've rescheduled them 3 times. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
Can the final fogging
Mhm.
be at the Loogies this year? One more fogging, and then we put it to bed, and I sell it on cassette and VHS.
Luke Kidgel, I have to accept a delivery. 1 second.
I was really leaving me there. What do you think, Kim? I mean, I know you don't have a say because you're not necessarily the representative, but
I think it's a good idea, and everyone can chant, "One more fog, one more."
yes, because I think a lot of the crowd in Adelaide will have already heard it because I've already done like 5 shows there this year. So if you've missed that, then I don't think many people will be hearing the fog bit for the first time. It will be interesting actually to see if it's well received upon a second hearing.
How's that for suspense?
Yeah.
Okay. more of Luke's merch. Look, there's two options. Okay, we could do the final fogging in Melbourne. Or, right, let me pitch this to you. As the official representative of the fog bit. What?
You've forgotten what I said.
What did you say?
I said we're not doing it in Melbourne. Can we do the final fogging at the Loogies?
At the Loogies. Yeah, the final fogging at the Loogies. Yeah.
Wherever that may be.
Yeah, wherever it'll be. So that's option one. Okay. Option two. Okay. You stop doing the fog bit forever. That's fine. Because it seems like you don't want to stop the fog bit. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the fog bit will never be performed again. Holy fuck. We could transition the fog bit to another comedian. You could pass it on, you know? And that way, as the representative of the fog bit, I can still make my money. Because as we all know, I get 7% of the ticket sales every time Luke performs a fog bit. I would like to pass that on to another comedian.
Maybe I should make my openers do it next year.
Every opener, you give them a script and you go, you must do this joke. And then from there, the show is just all downhill from there because the opener does the best bit of stand-up of all time and then you get on stage.
It is the best bit of stand-up of all time. Mate, you'd be crazy to think how much some crowds don't appreciate the best stand-up bit of all time when it's put right in front of them. Dude, it's crazy to think sometimes crowds will treat it like just every other bit of the show. Isn't that crazy to think about? It's
absolutely insane. I don't understand that. That's disrespectful, and I won't stand for it.
But yeah, so I think the Loogies this year, I mean, what about... But I'm not doing it on the live stream. It's not going to be on record because I need a profit out of this fog bit. I'm not... Neville... By the way, I want to state that very clearly. And I'm sorry for international viewers, but you will have a chance to view it, I guess.
Alright, I've unplugged the fucking Rodecaster when I was getting the delivery.
Yes! Yes! That's awesome.
Yeah, that'll fuck the whole... Hang on, we gotta pause. How fitting for one of the last Zoom episodes for a while to have heaps of fucking technical issues. Just heaps of them.
That's good.
These will be ending soon. We're very excited about that. We're going to have a brief no Zoom period, and then we'll go back to Zoom for a little bit, and then it'll be no Zoom for ages, which is great.
Will we go back to Zoom? No.
I don't know. Aren't you going? You're going on a little holiday. Oh, but we'll bank up.
We'll bank up some episodes. Yeah. I'm gonna be on a beach somewhere, not on Zoom.
Yeah. Luke's having a break, which is good. I'm so excited to get out. Keelan and I, we've been watching swim analysis videos all week. We're going to become elite level athletes.
Yeah. Anyway,
we watched Ian Thorpe change swimming forever in 5 minutes.
Can we quickly wrap up this Loogies fog bit discussion and then?
Yeah.
You need to make a decision.
Well, look. I will allow you to retire the fog bit.
Okay.
Hopefully that retirement will be temporary. It could be, let's call it a hiatus. But I do think it is a good idea as an agent, right, as a manager of the fog bit, I think we can squeeze a few drops of money out of this thing before it's over completely. So I'll allow you to retire it, but let's think about a few opportunities in the future we can get for the fog bit.
That's why I think it needs to stop being a live event. I think it now needs... Now we need to put it over to all the international people, the people who haven't had the opportunity to cop a fogging. Some people haven't seen my show. And I think now we really cash in on what is the greatest bit. Like, we've done the fan service. I've performed the bit. I've given some fog fans like what they so desperately yearned for. Over 10,000 people this year have copped a fogging on my tour.
That's great, and that's
great.
And
numbers.
That's brilliant. And what we've done there is we've really established the legacy, and we've got a lot of goodwill with the fog bit. Now what I think we do is completely tarnish that and just cash in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about we do one final live fogging at the Loogies? It will only be for the lucky people who are in the room, forever where we will choose. We're not sure which state it's going to be in yet. It definitely won't be in Sydney.
Nope. It won't be in Melbourne.
It won't be in Melbourne.
And we thought it could have been in Tasmania, but you guys have shown that perhaps that is impossible.
There was that would be a terrible final fogging because there'd be 4 people there. So maybe Adelaide and Perth looking quite good right now.
Yeah, so that's the competition. Sound off in the comments below. Adelaide or Perth, it's up to you guys.
Yes.
I think we have the final fogging at the Loogies. We record it and we sell that footage.
Okay, great. I was thinking as well of like, is it ambitious trying to write like a... I always had this idea. I've got a few new ideas, but I didn't want to like... Because there's the fog bit in its core element is the bit that I wrote 2.5 years ago, right? Which I could never get to work. That's the story. I have a few ideas for like a 2.0, a fog bit new and improved like version.
That's great, like a remake. That's good. Movies do that all the time. Can I pitch you this? The Fog Bit, the musical.
That's quite good.
3 hours, $150 a head.
All right, and Keelan's the lead.
Yeah, Keelan's the lead, yeah. That's what's great about a musical is you can just sell the script to a bunch of different casts across the globe and make money like that.
And then when Keelan's done a run, we'll get Ruben to fill in.
And
by the end, like, you know, Devlin will be like just doing the lead role. After that, we'll probably outsource it to fans if you want to continue my legacy.
You will just lease the script out.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, let's sort it then. The Loogies will be the final fogging. Because I thought it was going to be the last show of the tour, but that's not the case. That'll be the second last fogging.
Yeah.
But yeah, come to my shows, Launceston and Hobart. 2 more shows of the tour. And Lewis is doing shows as well.
Yeah, I'm doing them in Gold Coast this Thursday, and then on Friday and Saturday I have Brisbane shows both nights. They're going to be great. The tickets are going crazy now that people have realised, oh shit, they're actually happening. So loosebeers.com, grab your tickets, and then in November I have a bunch of other dates as well. I will see you there. We're going to end it with this. If you want more podcasts, we've been going crazy on the Patreon recently. There's a bunch of like Patreon exclusive episodes. We've been dropping them pretty much once a week, Keelan pointed out, which is actually way more than we've been doing recently. So we've done in the past, rather. So there's heaps of extra content on there, and the Discord is popping. The Patreon's the biggest that it's ever been, and the show is also reaching that point. So we're really happy with it, and happy that you guys are sticking with us, and you know, we're putting in a lot of effort to make these shows happen, even though Luke's all over the place and I've been stuck in lockdown, and now we're here. So we still haven't missed an episode, and I think it's just because we have the money to make that possible, and that's through Patreon. So thank you very much, and join that, and we'll talk to you guys in a couple of days, and it won't be on Zoom.
Why are you ending the episode?
Were you not ending it?
No, we haven't talked about anything that we wanted to talk about.
Right. Okay. How long have we going for?
Like the 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, hey guys.
No perception of like A, what's going on, B, planning, and C, time.
I haven't been allowed to even go for a walk for 2 weeks. I've lost it. I need a fucking haircut. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is.
There's like 3 things I want to talk about. One, I heard that you guys have a mice issue. We need to discuss that.
Yes, yeah, we do have a mouse issue. The house is full of mice. Me and Keelan aren't too fazed by it because we know it's easily fixable.
Gross.
Rosie is absolutely terrified. She won't come anywhere near the kitchen anymore. Mice have gone through all of our food. We've thrown it all out. There's like holes in the wall that mice have definitely come through. So, and we can't get it fixed until quarantine's over because no one can come into the house. So we just have to...
We've even tried contacting the mouse ombudsman to try and get them to get out of here, but...
Yeah. That's a joke that Keelan's really trying to get off the ground. It's had a bit of a shaky... It's had a very shaky launch, and it's not really quite getting there. Maybe if you alter the design a little bit, it could be funny.
Big laugh the other day from Lewis, and I got a really upset look from Rosie, so I think it's a win.
Well...
I didn't even realize it was a joke. I thought it was like a kind of those throwaway comments to make a sentence more entertaining. That's what it felt like then. I thought you were just trying to jazz it up that we tried to solve.
Just like throwing a few words into the conversation to feel included type thing.
It's like, it was almost like you were trying to flex your vocabulary that you knew the word ombudsman.
I don't know what it really means, but I just think it's
Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, Luke's really gotten to the root of that.
Why do you... Did the house come with mice? Was it complimentary mice?
I think so.
Or do you think
so,
you attracted the mice?
No, we've actually been really fucking clean, to be honest. I think that there was just always mice like walking around. Keelan and I were very pro using a humane trap, like a trap that doesn't kill them, so when we release them somewhere else. Rosie put the foot down and said, you must buy the traps that kills them. Also, we're buying the poison that they take home for their babies. She's going full genocidal maniac here.
Yep.
And we're really not about it. We watched a mouse die last night in a trap, and both Keelan and I were like, yeah, we're not doing that shit anymore. Humane traps from here on out.
Yeah, right. How many do you reckon there are?
I don't think there's many. I reckon there'd be like 1 or 2. I don't think it's too bad. But I think that because they found food once, they're like, oh, sweet, buffet. Yeah. So we're going to have to put everything in Tupperware containers, and I don't know, it'll be all right. Everyone needs a pet.
You are really... I love how committed Lewis is to, like, forcing, like, Tasmania's good. Like, it's good.
It is good!
It's cold. I've got mice eating my food. It's good. Yeah. You're literally screaming it into a microphone.
It literally is good, bro. You have been to many other places this year. I've been in Melbourne for the whole year, alright? Anywhere is good. I would rather the mice be eating my eyes than do another hour-long exercise within my 5-kilometre limit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yep. But it's not good. It's good comparatively.
Comparatively it's good. If I have a lot of you know what? You have too much perspective. I have the perfect amount of perspective to make this feel like fucking heaven to me. I have so many people from Melbourne messaging me. Like when I was talking about moving, people were like, you're crazy. Now I'm getting messages every day going, I wish I came with. Please help me. Is there any room? Can you put me on the lease? Help. So I think I made the right call.
Yeah, I know. Tasmania's good. It's just hilly and old. That's it.
Yeah.
Really hilly. I like walking home from the pub the other night. I felt like I came out fitter from that expedition, and not usually do you come out feeling healthier after a night.
Dude,
of watching
I'm gonna come back very fit or with a broken neck. If you look at my stairs, they're the steepest, smallest stairs on the planet. I'm either gonna be very fit or like I'm gonna have the body of like a Sherpa that lives on Mount Everest, or I'll be dead.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, Keelan.
Thanks for listening, guys. That's the end of the episode.
I believe.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You had the cops called on you?
Yeah, the other morning. We had a snitch on our street.
Yeah, we really do.
On this podcast where we had a parking inspector come and try and fine us. But we had to...
Yeah, because the street that we're on is real packed and everyone has parking permits, but obviously we can't get parking permits because we can't leave the house.
I can't get one either because I don't have insurance on my car.
Yeah, I can't get one either because I don't have my license or a car. So Keelan and Rosie need parking permits, but they can't get one. So it just looks like that 2 Victorians have just parked illegally for 2 weeks in the street and just haven't moved them at all. Which is great. So it looks like maybe they're in Victoria right now. They just parked them in the street and were like, fuck this whole neighbourhood. So it seems like the police are getting called quite a bit. There was a parking inspector came down and she was actually lovely, which was strange for a parking inspector. We explained the situation. They said, no worries. We'll just note down that you're not going to get fined at all until a few days after your quarantine ends to give you a chance to get your permits. So that was fine. And then the police end up calling Keelan, Keelan's dad, basically to go, hey, are you alright? Like almost like a suicide check, or like, is your son alive? Like someone has your car and hasn't moved it for ages, they must be dead. And then he explains the situation and they go, fine, that's all good. And then he says, the police officer goes, yeah, we've been getting calls like daily about this car. So there's someone in our street that opens up their window in the morning, looks at the cars and goes, fucking Victorians!
It's literally all old people here. Like,
yes.
I reckon, like, I don't know if you, like, actually looked into it, but there's way higher demographic of elderly people in Hobart than young people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I sell better in Launceston, like, and it's got half the amount of people, and it's 2 hours away. I'll sell, like, triple the amount of tickets there. Go to Hobart, it's huge, right? And then you sell, like, way less tickets, and I was always, like, wondered why. And now I realize everyone's just elderly snitching on everyone about parking and like it's super weird. And there's
someone folded in Rosie's mirrors.
Actually.
Yeah.
She doesn't know that though. I unfolded them for her.
See, I went around your neighborhood the other day because we were just driving around, and man, it's quite a bougie suburb that you're in. Like
I accidentally, I think I'm in like the wealthiest suburb in the state. So like everyone here has a part-time job. It's crazy.
Yeah, but the streets, I understand what you meant. I was like, how is this a problem? Like the street we're staying on, it's literally like within 10 minutes of you, like walking, right?
Yeah.
It's so close. Yet like, there's like all day parking. There's barely any cars on the street. Your street, and like all the streets around everyone's house, just bumper to bumper. There's like one-way roads. There's like Mercedes fighting for real estate on the footpath.
Yes.
It is crazy. Rich.
This place was definitely built for horses and carriages, for sure.
Oh, it was. Like you can tell, like this place was like the first place colonized.
Yeah.
Like here
absolutely.
in Tasmania. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not sold yet, but I'm keeping an open mind. But it's a very chilly open mind and windy, very windy open mind.
Wait till you see the Hobart Aquatic Centre.
I don't think that's gonna turn me around.
Yeah, best aquatic centre in the state, man.
In the state.
Yeah.
You keep saying in the state. I've been to like other places in the state.
Yeah.
They haven't set a high bar.
Yeah. Well, mate, just prepare to be impressed, all right?
Okay, I will.
Anyway, guys, that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for listening. Am I nailing the ending here?
I think we are about to end it, unless you have something else to talk about.
Yeah. So we've been still managed to be entertaining each other with fucking with the Uber Eats drivers. We've been getting them to say strange things, and Keelan is actually winning. He got the Uber Eats driver to say a spoiler as he arrived for the show that me and Rosie have been enthralled with. We've been watching Desperate Housewives, which is just full of like twists and turns and shocks. So Keelan writes down these instructions for his driver.
I said, can you please say Dana is Zach's real mum? If you do this, I'll give you a $10 tip. Please say it to the person who gets the food. Because Dana is Zach's real mum, and that's the whole plot twist of season 1. Sorry, Lewis, you haven't caught up to that part yet. And this is the video of Rosie finding out.
I got a message for you. Here. Dana is Jack's real mom.
Look, I don't want to say he butchered the delivery, but he wasn't very enthusiastic about it, was he?
Oh, but he would have no clue what he's talking about either. So I don't think if you read that, you would know that that's a spoiler to a show.
Yeah.
He might have just thought, man, I'm just dropping a bombshell on this family.
He probably thought it was real, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
Delivery driver who's done this, I've been asking them to say different things every day. I've ordered probably $400 worth of food, and one person said what I've asked.
That's so funny that it's such a weird way to drop a spoiler, just like monotone. Like imagine just like walk up to someone and been like, yeah, Dumbledore dies. Like it's just such a weird way to blow someone's out of the water. But I guess he didn't know.
But what a great way to make $10.
Yes, good on him. That was the easiest $10 he ever made.
Great. Well, I think we're going to actually wrap it up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode despite the technical difficulties. Sorry. And also, just remember all the stuff that I said about Patreon about 20 minutes before. And do that, all right? Thank you. We'll see you in a couple of days in person.
Woohoo!
Look at Lewis on Zoom is over. The Tassie era begins. Tentatively. We're dipping a toe in. We'll see.
It's a chilly toe.